Welcome to the Stocks2boom Investment Research Weekly ASX Review. We'll just take a look on the Stocks2boom blog website and go through the market status as we see it at the moment. We're looking at all of the indices, and reasonably all is showing reasonable strength. We've got strength on the energy sector, materials, consumer staples, and financials are showing some recovery strength. We'll just have a look at some of those indices as we see them at the moment. Looking at the All Ords, we're following the 50-day moving average reasonably well. Looking reasonably bullish at the moment. Some of the sectors we're still very favourable with the energy sector. We're getting a bit of an upturn there. It's looking reasonably good. Looking at the materials sector, we're looking good on that as well. So we're still pretty buoyant and pretty strong on those two areas. Just have a look at some of our stock watch picks over this week. We've been noting on technical indicators AVE, which is a reaman in the health sector. Reasonable activity there at the moment with a merger with IOG Group, which is going to provide a lot of synergies, benefits, and it is going to become one of the biggest and largest retirement aged care companies listed on the ASX. So it's of interest at the moment, and the price looks buoyant and is moving. BlueScope Steel, some brokers are still recognising this stock has been a recovery turnaround stock, but the currency exchange at the moment is prohibitive. It's causing problems for that stock at the moment. We've got Lynx Energy, increased coal production, prices accordingly moving. And a stock that we're really quite interested in is Mine Makers. This is a stock that is in the rock phosphate area, and it's number 2. It's got 2 of the world's largest undeveloped phosphate projects. The size of these projects, it's ranking number 6, and I'm going to talk a bit more about this particular stock a bit more extensively in Stock Pick. Some of our other stock watches have been Main Freight in New Zealand, pick up in the domestic and Australasian business activity with freights. Computer Metrics, an interesting stock play there. Probably suffering a little bit from undercapitalization. When the market starts to realise some of the potential of the products that this company produces, I'm very positive about this stock turning around as well. A company called Comvita out of New Zealand, dealing with health products. Very good recession-proof stock, showing excellent growth in revenues. Very confident about their continued momentum and their growth. At the moment, it's at a price which is well discounted. Brokers are tipping this stock to be about a 175 stock, so it's well under that at the moment. Potentially could be a buy in later sessions. Industria, hooked into the mining and minerals sector with freightage of coal, particularly for Rio's Hunter Valley coal mine. Again, we're seeing a little bit of activity there. That's generally what we're seeing at the moment with our stock watches and our technical triggers. Have a look at Stock Pick now. Some of the stocks that we're picking. We talked about Mineral Mine Makers. Very interesting stock. Rock phosphate. We've got a common theme that's generating itself, and we're hearing this from people like BHP and others as well. It's a increasing world population, a need to feed the world. We've got places like China, India and Brazil all having deficient soils, and they're going to need to recuperate and revitalize their soils, and rock phosphate's the number one thing to be using here. We have a look at some of the charts. Looking at this rock phosphate price, we were right up there at one stage at about $425 US per ton. We've dropped right back to about $100 per ton, and we're starting to see a bit of a pickup there now in that price. And this is also what the fertilizer companies are picking up on as well, is a recovery in that price. So we've had triggers on channel on that stock, as we can see here. Looking at that stock price, it's channeled up as high as about 45 cents, and we can see that starting to trend up as well, and we're fairly bullish on this stock. Some of our other stock pick recommendations from earlier weeks. Shore River Resources. Why are we interested in this stock? Again, it's hooked in with the iron ore recovery, and it's dealing with magnesium in the Pilbara area. We're very bullish on this stock as well, and I'll show you why we're interested in this stock. This is the magnesium ore price, and it's showing pretty much a correction. We've gone from a high of over $15 US, and now down just above $5, and we're going to see a recovery here, we think. Another stock we are interested in as a stock pick is Murchison Metals. This is a emerging Midwest iron ore infrastructure developer. Yeah, very interested in this stock, and that's pretty notable when we look at its stock price. It's gone from when we recommended around about $1.60 up to $1.80. Interesting because of the Jack Hills Crosslands development that's happening there, and this is potentially going to be one of the most biggest significant Midwest projects that's happening over there. It's going to be a multi-decade project, and again, a very good punt, I think, to get into that iron ore resources recovery area. Some interesting bits and pieces happening during the week. We see a bit of news coming out of New Zealand that there's heaps of oil and gas exploration. In fact, oil is going to feature number 2 on their export ranking, which is quite interesting. It's getting up there. Again, we're seeing China coming into the picture again with rare earths, tightening up that resource, restricting exports, becoming a real concern for Japan and the US. It's going to cause problems with any high-tech devices and green technologies development. And also supporting the iron ore recovery, we've seen the Baltic Dry Index indicating increasing activity, economic production, and increased demand from China right across the board with resources. So we're looking confident with that resource area. So that caps it off for this week on Stocks2boom weekly. Thanks very much, and we'll give you another follow-up with that next week. Thanks very much.